Batman Arkham Intros. Introductions to great games and stories that set the tone for the great 9 or more out of 10 experience you're in store for. In short, they go hard. In this video, we'll be taking a deep dive into the intro of my favorite Arkham game along with a deep soundtrack accompanying it that comes full circle. Let's get into it. We start with a calming instrumental for a few seconds that turn into something more intense as the bats awake and fly off, and the door opens for Bruce Wayne to enter. The instrumental gets even more intense as he enters further into the cave. The instrumental calms down as brief radio exposition plays that gives us everything we need to know about the state of the city and its people, along with what point in the story Bruce Wayne and Batman are at. The bats proceed to swarm and engulf him in the cave during all this as he remains unfazed. Perhaps this is visual aid to how intertwined he is with his quest for vengeance at this particular point.
Police and emergency services are urging Gotham residents to stay off the roads and in their homes tonight in light of the severe winter storm warning. No man is an island, Bruce. You've been back for almost 2 years now. You can't expect me to believe that Gotham's most eligible bachelor is spending another Christmas alone.
You just ran out of time.
Knowing that tonight we put to rest one of Gotham's most heinous and relentless killers, Julian Gregory Day.
Commissioner Loeb, any comment on the rumor that it wasn't actually the cops who captured Mr. Day?
There is no such thing as a Batman.
Captain Gordon! Commissioner Loeb! No further questions! No further questions!
Now this part here is probably the most important. The instrumental gets bittersweet and gets a bit more hard as the one man he has left, his family, enters the scene only to bring dinner that Batman won't even be able to eat for a long ass time due to the events that will transpire. The silverware containing that meal gets rested down only to literally reflect the family that crime took from him. The same crime that he sets out to fight.
All units, code 10 at Blackgate Prison. Communication is down, possible 211.
Delta 6-4 en route.
Dispatch 5-9.
Despite the heart of the instrumental that just played, it has a moment of darkness that plays in the midst of the villain Black Mask being revealed. And as we get to know in retrospective, that villain is something much worse than Black Mask. This is the sound I'm explaining here. I find that sound effect gives more than just darkness. I find it also plays on Alfred's parent-like worry for the safety of Batman, which gets doubled down on later into the game. Listen to how and when it plays out in this scene.
Confirm code 10. This is a breakout.
Suspect identified as Black Mask. Repeat, code 10 suspect is Black Mask. Commissioner Loeb is being held.
Shortly after the radio exposition ends, we get a mega testosterone boost as the instrumental starts to rev up and get louder, signifying the start of yet another one of Batman's crusades.
Captive. Repeat, Commissioner Loeb is 701.
It is Christmas Eve, sir.
As you guys just saw, Batman doesn't give a damn about Christmas Eve or that dinner Alfred brought. But anyway, remember that worry of Alfred I was talking about earlier? Well, the request of Alfred sort of plays off of that in combination with his body language as Batman leaves. Look at how sad and worried he looks as he walks away, probably thinking of the danger that Batman is heading into. Anyway, we get back into the testosterone boosting soundtrack and scene as the gliding goes hard.
isn't here. I need to find Commissioner Loeb before it's too late.
Gosh, there's way too many layers in this scene to unravel. Everything in the story is subtly here, on top of story setups like Vicky Vale's line,
"No man is an island, Bruce."
or Bruce Wayne's quote of him saying,
You just ran out of time.
which later gets cross-sampled and compared by Bane as a way of figuring out the identity of Batman, when Batman later repeats the quote.
You just ran out of time.
Ran out of time. Just ran out of time. Just ran out.
Like, even the damn dinner that Alfred brought for Batman gets story payoff, which I'll hilariously get to at the end of the video. Like, in case you guys lost track of time due to me talking, all of what I just went into was a 2-minute and 21-second scene. They establish way more than certain movies do in a subtle way, on top of not forcing us to walk around for a long ass time like other games have become quite fond of. But anyway, musical notes of this scene reappear in 2 other scenes, which I'll briefly go through with a bit more reminders of context, so bear with me.
The worst kind of criminal.
Wait. Why do you do what you do?
Master Bruce, it might be a bit anticlimactic, but I hoped you might finally be ready to celebrate Christmas Eve, now that the Joker's behind bars.
Bane is still out there. I've got to locate the signal from the tracker I placed on him.
Even you must eat, sir.
If you hadn't called the police, he'd already be in custody.
Dispatch, this is Delta 47.
You know, I made a promise of my own to your parents.
No sign of any casualties.
Not now, Alfred.
What's the story back at the precinct?
The worries of Alfred that I mentioned earlier hit a boiling point due to all the highly skilled assassins Batman has been battling, such as the Electrocutioner, especially Bane, who has given Batman an extreme run for his money.
Master Bruce, stop! Master Bruce! Bruce, I will not in good conscience allow you to go. You're outmatched by these assassins.
What?
You're not some hardened vigilante. You're a young man with a trust fund and too much anger. You're in over your head, and I don't want this to be your end.
Alfred, who do you see when you look at me? The boy whose shoes you used to tie every morning? The teenager you drove to his first date? While you are here every night, I am out there. The only thing between the innocent and the predator.
Be.
No, not may be. I am. When the mugger or the thief stops to think twice, that is fear. That is what I am. That is why they hired assassins, because I am the reason the criminals breathe easier when the sun rises. So no, Alfred, I am not in over my head. Tonight will not be my end, but it will be theirs.
Look, I'm sorry about what I said before you left. I hope you understand. It's just because...
It's okay. I understand.
Our next key scene is when Batman returns to the Batcave after dealing with Firefly, only to realize that it has been attacked by Bane due to him discovering Batman's identity, as mentioned earlier. Batman barely saves Alfred from a near-death experience caused by the attack. The dialogue here expands upon the themes and character dynamics of the intro, as mentioned earlier.
Alfred, you can't.
Don't add me to the weight you carry.
You're going to be all right.
Alfred's near-death experience allows him to think things through in a different light, which is something near-death experiences tend to do at times. He gets more of an understanding of why Batman has to do what he does.
I know I haven't always been supportive of what you do, but I understand now. Go. They need you out there.
I can't defend Gotham. I can't even defend my own home.
Master Bruce.
Multiple casualties reported. Code 10. Repeat, code 10. Any available unit. Repeat, any available unit. Please respond.
This traumatic experience and the changes of our characters go to such an extent that it flips both of their dynamics the other way for a brief moment, as Batman considers throwing in the towel, as his crusade almost got his last remaining family member killed, on top of other deaths he feels responsible for, as he couldn't save everyone. But Alfred, on the other hand, pushes him to do what he now realizes Batman must do with his greater power and responsibility such capabilities bring. Alfred would have welcomed him quitting in all earlier times of the game.
Master Bruce, now is not the time for doubt.
I can't do it. I can't stop them.
No, you can't. Not on your own, but it's high time you realize that you are a man, not an island.
Remember this line from the intro I pointed out?
No man is an island, Bruce.
And a man's strength comes not from just brawn and intelligence, but also from his allies.
One alert. The Joker has escaped from his cell and is leading the riots at Blackgate. Repeat, the Joker has taken over the entire prison.
Now this is where the music part makes a return. The score that's about to kick in has similar notes to the intro I covered at the start, except it sounds a bit more positive in a way that lasts longer and isn't interrupted by darkness as much, despite the dark surrounding filled with flying bats. The radio that Alfred turned back on blasts audio of his responsibilities to keep Gotham safe from the criminals he just put away. This is all happening at once, which all leads to another hard superhero landing mirroring the intro as we're taken back to where it all started, Blackgate Prison.
Multiple casualties. Multiple hostages. Again, we have lost Blackgate. Captain Gordon is calling on anyone for assistance.
They need you.
No. They need us.
Wow, I think I need to change my boxers, but anyway, we fast forward past Batman overcoming his villains that challenged him physically, intellectually, morally, psychologically into the outro after Bane and Joker are dealt with.
Any one of my guys would have killed him.
The city deserves better than that.
You know, my daughter thinks you're a hero. But I still have to bring you in.
Gordon, come in. What's your 20?
I'm in the chapel. We got the Joker.
Son of a bitch. You caught him. And how did you do that?
I had some help.
I only hinted at this earlier via editing as opposed to talking about it directly due to it not tying to Alfred's and Batman's dynamic too much, but Gordon's arc also comes to a full circle close at the ending of this game as well, as he didn't trust Batman's alternate methods of justice but came to realize that it was a necessary compromise as Barbara saw it as.
I keep asking myself why I didn't bring him in. And I now know the truth is I let him go because of you. Because you believe in him. I don't know. They put me in charge of a station full of rotten cops. And I can't change them. Any more than I can change this damn city. Or at least, that's what I used to think.
Stopped his heart. That is funny. Good one, Bats. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Now we finish Commissioner Gordon's amazing speech about seeing things in less shades of black and white and making compromises for the greater good to give people something to believe in. But during all this, the soundtrack from the very start of the game plays once again in a way that mirrors it more exactly than the last scene I talked about, as a way of playing off of the positive ending that goes on to start the Batman Arkham story.
Maybe I can give them something to believe in. Maybe he can give them something to believe in.
Gosh, I had to change my boxers again, but dang, what an amazing story and game. I know this is another one of my Deep Brain videos, but thanks to anyone who watched this far. I have another video that covers Joker, Carol of the Bell soundtrack and scenes, along with another video on Joker and Harley that I'm yet to get to. Check out other deep DC videos of mine, like my Snyder Batman defense or other non-DC videos. And leave comments about what you think, please. Things about the scenes or songs you notice that even I might not have pointed out or skipped for the sake of time, or anything else. Links to the music are always in the description. Like, look at this Legends comment. To be honest, his encouragement may be the reason you guys are even watching this video right now. As a matter of fact, go to the video and reply to him with the words, "Thank you," if you really enjoyed this video. I'll be watching. But yeah, thanks for watching.
It's been a long night, Alfred. Why don't you turn in?
Wouldn't dream of it, sir. Not until you're back safe and sound.
Well, if you're sure you're up for it, I've got a few loose ends to tie up out here, and I could use your help.
You can count on it. And when you get home, we can finally have that Christmas dinner I've been keeping warm for you for our breakfast.